I can't believe I'm going to talk about this, but I'm going to. Taylor Swift has saved economies. All right, we remember when she did her Eras tour. She single-handedly saved the UK from a recession a couple years ago. Okay? Tay, okay? When she was doing her Eras tour, there was so much money pouring into each city she stopped at. It literally raised GDP by 0.1% of an entire country. Okay? They increased their GDP the following quarter by 0.1%. Like, Taylor Swift literally saved the UK from a recession. It is insane how much money this brings in. There are 3 stocks to watch for this. First of all, let me tell you how this is going to affect the U.S. economy. It seems stupid, but it's just how it works. Engagements are about to go up. You are not about to be looking at your Swiftie girlfriend that you've been dating for 4 years and Taylor Swift just got proposed to and you ain't doing the same. Also, you're going to have the wedding on or about the same day too. Engagements are about to go up, okay? I'm just telling you how it is. You think I'm kidding? Ludwig will propose to cutie Cinderella before December. Bank on it. I'm telling you, Swifties are going to get engaged like crazy. Okay, this is huge. Now, Signet Jewelers, and one that we played in the past that we made money and then lost money on, is still down 80% since IPO, but has been on a 100% run this past month. Brilliant. This is the sleeper stock right here. Okay, people are still moving towards alternative, ones like lab grown and stuff like that. But Brilliant is the one that is, because if you're a Swiftie, you can't get it from here because that's not an ethical diamond. Also, if you're a Swiftie, and you're proposing to a Swiftie, you can't get a one that's not real because they're the kinds that will check for it. Brilliant has the ethical diamonds, right? At least that's what you're told when you buy it. So keep an eye on Brilliant. But American Eagle is another one. I did a whole video on American Eagle and how the Sydney Sweeney thing is going to have a huge impact on sales, not from what people originally thought, but for a different reason. But they announced, okay, the day before the day of a partnership with Travis Kelce's business as well. So you get the Sydney Sweeney and a reciprocal Tay-Tay, right? You get sloppy seconds from the Tay-Tay thing. So I think that AEO is a sleeper the next quarter because of Sydney Sweeney and Taylor Swift with Kelsey, but Brilliant is going to be a sleeper as well. I know it's up 82% this month with a big jump when the announcement happened. I think it jumped another 22% since the announcement happened. But this might be one. I don't know. But Tay-Tay has saved Taylor. That's why British people don't talk about Taylor Swift. It's not because they're like, oi, we've got better things to talk about. Understood. No, that's not what they do. They're not doing that. Oh, yeah, great cunt. That's not what they're doing. They don't talk about it because if they talk about it, they have to admit that Taylor Swift literally saved them from a recession. It's true. But the power this woman has, right? Like, she has surpassed the peak of what Beyonce had. Beyonce had the social media power. Taylor Swift has the dollar power, okay? And so, the only person that has ever been more valuable at the peak of their career than Taylor Swift was Michael Jackson. Which, by the way, Michael Jackson still makes hundreds of millions of dollars a year since he died. Michael Jackson is the only one that ever was more valuable at the peak of their career, adjusted for inflation. So, how do you make money off of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? I don't know, but I'd keep a very close eye on Brilliant. I think SIG and AEO. AEO is also because of Sydney Sweeney and Travis Kelce. So you've got a secondary effect of something that's already got a catalyst. I mean, I'm taking AEO calls in the next earning. If they're under 12 bucks, I'm loading the boat. I know it's stupid, but I'm doing it anyways. Brilliant is going to be one to watch. SIG may, because they're more of a larger supplier and a larger player in this sector. But I would keep, So basically the question is, how do I make money off Taylor? This is a question every corporation and every business in America has been asking themselves for years and is really asking themselves right now. Every single company and corporation got on their hands and knees and crawled to her social media to get a crumb. Just get a crumb. I mean, Empire State Building did an entire fucking video on why they should have their wedding there. Everybody's like, oh, we're going to cater you. We'll provide this. Oh, let us do this for you. Let us do this. Because there's some money. Everybody in the world is going to want to be at the wedding, okay? Because they want to be seen, right? Every top CEO and everything. Even Trump said something positive about them the other day. Yesterday, the day before, he was asked about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And I remember, this was earlier in the year, he said that Taylor Swift is a nothing and is a loser or whatever. And now he's like, oh, he seems like a great guy. They seem like a great couple. I really hope well for it. Even President Trump himself knew or had one of his handlers remind him, if you're ever not going to say something bad about Taylor Swift, today's the day. And even the president of the United States bent the knee to Tay-Tay because he knew better. If you think I'm kidding, I want you to go back and watch what Trump said when asked about the engagement. Compare that to everything else he's ever said. I guarantee you Trump's team is already asking them to have that at a Trump property. They probably offered Mar-a-Lago. I don't know. Everybody wants in on this. So, it is what it is. It's an economic driver. This is where we are. Social media, consumerism, and the I must belong to something mentality has this going nuts. Okay. By the end of the week, you're going to see royalty from other countries offering their palace, people offering private islands, airlines giving them private jets. They could have $100 million wedding and pay zero for it. That's insane. Private islands? No. I mean, what they should do, the Kansas City Chiefs have the chance to do the craziest thing. Offer Arrowhead Stadium. Yeah, Taylor Swift is above that stadium. Holy shit. Even Taylor Swift would be like, there is no way I'm having my wedding in that dumpster. But imagine though, listen to this. If you're the Kansas City Chief, hear me out. Imagine you want a new stadium, but the taxpayers don't want to fork over the money because they're already hurting and they don't really care about the stadium anyways. But you say you're going to have the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce wedding there. You could build a new stadium for that wedding and everyone would throw their money at it. You could get a free stadium out of this. Bro, you would have people from other states paying for it.